Welcome back to Two Marks and a Spark, live right here on Lock 22 and Lock TV.
Hello.
Oh, buddy. It's been a week, hasn't it, Russ?
Interesting week. Not what I expected to follow up the pay-per-view Sunday night.
No. I did not see SmackDown. I'll have Russ talk about it a little later, but let's start the show, I guess, with the downer note of the week, and that is one half of the Midnight Express. Dennis Condrey passed away this week at the age of 72. Russ, obviously, you probably have more thoughts on Dennis Condrey than I do, so I'll let you go ahead.
Yeah, I remember he was I don't know all of the historical details, but I know that he goes back to the original Midnight Express that predated both Bobby Eaton and Jim Cornette. There was other people involved, and although the later incarnation was Stan Lane is a lot better known, more popular just because of the TV exposure they have. If you look online, you could find some Dennis Condrey matches, and they are worth finding. They're worth looking at. And also remember, I don't know if it was about a year or so, maybe more ago, he did do a one-off appearance at an AEW show. FTR actually brought him in. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and that was nice. It was good to know that he was still around then, and that was just a couple of years ago. What was he, 73?
Yeah, 72 or 73, yeah.
72? Well, I'm almost there, brother.
Russ, I also do want to mention that the other news we got this week is slightly better news. OVW referee who was involved in that incident suffered what appeared to be a traumatic brain injury in that hawk of horse shit a couple of weeks ago. He went home this week. Dallas Edwards cleared by medical professionals to go home. Thank goodness.
Right. Yeah.
I went on
Let's
a whole...
hope that OVW gets their shit together.
I ranted for 20 minutes last week about this. I'm not going to do it again. If you want to see that, go watch last week's show.
Right.
Damon, you put that image on the screen too many times today. I'm going to go on the rant again, and nobody wants that. Anyway, Russ, let's talk about the wrestling this week. In terms of actually on screen, there's not a whole hell of a lot to talk about. Because unfortunately, both companies shit the bed completely with their weekly television programs this week.
I enjoyed the first part of Raw for a couple of reasons. Not because of the, all of the Seth clones. But it was kind of all downhill from there, wasn't it?
It was. Let's talk about Raw. The March 16th edition of Raw was certainly something. So it does start with, as you said, a rash of Seth clones. This whole thing is getting older than the freaking Attack of the Clones in Star Wars Episode 2. This whole thing's getting old real quick.
Well, I thought the masked guy running in thing was getting old way back when Austin Theory was doing it. I
thought it was old at that point, and it's even older now. Anyway, we then get a Seth promo. This is the first time he's actually talked in a while for any extended period. And then here comes Paul Heyman looking like he just got ran over by a bus.
Yeah, he looked like he really was beat to shit, and he limped in. Dedication to character.
And he starts talking about the FAFO saying, and then he says FAF5, and here comes Lesnar, and I'm thinking, oh no. Oh, no. We're not really doing Rollins versus Lesnar, are we? We're not doing this shit again.
Yeah.
I legitimately thought that they were about to do that again, and I was like, no. No, not again. I don't want to watch this
So
for 6 months again. Hello, Paul. And then thankfully the lights go out and fucking here comes Oba. And thank fucking Christ Oba comes out here. Because if Oba family didn't walk out, I might have had a conniption. Just a full hound conniption. And last week's rant would have looked like nothing. Because I mean it when I say I never want to watch Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar again. It wasn't good when they did it the first time. It certainly wouldn't have been good this time. And my goodness, this place popped for Oba. And we get these extended Oba chants.
Yeah.
And Brock looks like he can't fucking believe it. Like, what the? Who the fuck are you? That's how Brock looked at him. Like, who the
Did a good
fuck
job
are you?
of selling. Yeah.
And Seth just starts laughing because he doesn't know what to do.
Well done.
Brock goes after Seth, and Seth runs. Oba grabs Brock and just absolutely kills this guy. I mean,
Oh, I tell you, it was impressive. Brock really put him over. You know, I like Brock's work in these later years much more than his early years because he doesn't appear that often, but he just seems to have a little bit more of a mature attitude about how he works with people. And compared to him, Oba is a kid. He's a rookie, and I think kudos to Heyman and Lesnar for really making him look good.
and you can hear Brock, and Oba flattens him with the power bomb, and then you can hear Brock at one point say, "Put your foot on me," and Oba puts one foot on him, points at the Mania sign, Ronda Rousey style, and look, I'm pretty sure Brock is beating him at Mania.
Yeah, I would imagine
If
so.
that's the case, that's fucking stupid.
Oh, well, I agree. I think Opa should go over, but who knows? Maybe they'll figure that out. You see, some people are comparing this to way back to WrestleMania 3, Andre versus Hogan, and it's not even remotely close. Both
First
of
of all,
these
this
guys
isn't
could
main event.
wrestle rings around
Main event
Andre
either
and
night.
Hogan.
This
Right.
isn't going to main event either night. Andre Hogan main evented. Anyway, after this, we get a rematch of the Americanos and Russ.
Oh man, I am so sick of this shit.
Russ,
Aren't you?
I hate
It's
this.
sad.
I wish they just put him in NXT. Do you know why? Because I don't watch NXT.
There you go.
Because I have
And
better things to do.
and here's the thing, because of their, especially now with their working relationship with not working relationship, their ownership of AAA. I mean, they have so many legitimate real luchadors, and they don't have to make up these phony ass characters, which are
They really
actually, really, you think about, they're very insulting to the whole luchador tradition. They're kind of it's a parody of it.
Anyway, this was fucking horseshit. The match itself was fine. Ludwig and Chad Gable are both really good, so this wasn't a bad match, but what the fuck? I'm so sick of this. We then had what I think was the best actual match on the show, or maybe one of the better ones. Bayley versus AJ Lee. This was really good for what it was. Did we lose Russ? Technical difficulties, folks. Stand by. Anyway, as I was saying, AJ Lee versus Bayley. AJ gets the win. Really good match. And yeah, she retains the women's IC title. We have lost Uncle Russ, folks. a true cardinal moment in the history of this show. This is the first time Two Marks and a Spark has ever been done solo. You are witnessing history. Anyway, I will hold it there, at least for now. We'll get Russ back momentarily, I'm sure. After the match, Becky beats up AJ, and that was pretty much that. Oh, you're back.
Oh, I'm back. I'm back. What happened?
Well, I was just recapping Bayley versus AJ Lee, which I thought was probably the second best match on Raw.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. My side went dead there for a minute, but yeah, Bayley.
These two had a really good match. And then Becky attacked AJ afterwards, which means we're getting Becky versus AJ again at WrestleMania. Are you excited, Russ? Russ?
Yeah.
Are you excited for Becky versus AJ at WrestleMania?
Not in the least. Not in the least. I couldn't care less.
I think I think a fatal four-way of Lyra, Becky, and AJ with Bayley in there would be a lot better. Because those four can all work, and you can hide the weak ones in the mess. We then had the actual best match on the show, which was the IC title open challenge, Dragon Lee versus Penta. This was fucking awesome. Uh-oh. Are we losing Russ again? Russ, can you hear me?
I can hear about maybe every 10th word you're saying. I can see maybe about that much of the audio. I don't have a clue what you're saying. I can't respond to you because I just can't hear you and I can't see the feed.
Uh-oh. Folks, we're having technical difficulties here, but producer Damon, do you want to maybe try to provide some assistance to Russ there? I'll wait. Anyway, as I was saying, the Penta versus Dragon Lee was really good. We'll get Russ's opinion when he gets his feed fixed, hopefully. I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, he's coming through fine now.
Can you hear me?
You're really quiet.
Okay.
You're very quiet.
A little bit then, okay? All right. Is that better?
Put your headset on, boss.
I think that's the problem.
No, headset's not the problem. I think there's a connection issue. We'll figure it out. Do we have you back?
Yes.
Okay.
I can hear you. That your image is a still picture. You're froze up there. Now you're gone.
Well, video technical difficulties are okay if you can hear me. What did you think of Dragon Lee versus Penta? Oh boy. Damon says to restart and come back.
All right.
While we wait for us to reboot, if there's anybody in the chat, I would like to know what your guys' thoughts on Dragon Lee versus Penta are, because apparently the internet does not want us to know what Uncle Russ's thoughts are. Anyway, hey, producer Damon, you should put that picture of Billy Mays on the screen, because just one more thing about that match. They should push Dragon Lee. There you go. That's pretty much my only thought on it. They should push Dragon Lee. Hello, Billy. It's a very blue shirt Billy has on. Russ, look, Billy Mays joined me.
Oh, hi, Billy. How you doing? Hey, I can see you and hear you now.
Well, that's neat.
Well,
Anyway,
maybe I spoke too soon.
God damn it.
Hello?
Hello. I don't know what's going on.
I heard that. Nah. Maybe
David,
it's something to do with this beautiful weather.
Can you confirm in the studio chat that you can hear me okay? Okay. This is definitely a connection issue on Russ's end then, if me and you are hearing everything fine. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm gonna be honest. Technical difficulties, folks. The glory of doing it live.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Are you good now?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. What did you think of Penta versus Dragon Lee?
I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was very good. I thought it was the best show.
Haven't seen Dragon Lee for feels like I haven't seen him wrestle on TV for a while. Unless he's been on NXT and I wasn't aware of it.
Well, it's very possible.
Yep,
he has not been on NXT.
Okay.
He has not been on NXT, but it would have been just like them to put him there. They should push Dragon Lee. That's what I was saying while you were having technical difficulties, is this guy needs to get pushed.
Yes, and I think it's overdue. I really agree.
We then had Natty versus Maxine Dupree for the 47th time.
It's getting old, isn't it? I mean, I like Natty as a heel, but give her somebody else to work with. Why are they doing the same old, same old? I think they're still dead set on pushing Maxine Dupree, and I don't know if she's getting that. It doesn't seem like she's getting that over with the fans. Not with me anyway. Yeah, but
I don't know.
Yeah, she's doing a lot better in the ring, but man, if they want to give a push to somebody, how about somebody like Ivy Nile? You know?
Now there's a thought.
Totally different type of yeah. I think when they let her do something, she shines. And they just don't know how to push her, I guess.
We then had this.
Yeah. Go ahead.
We then had the strangest segment I've seen on Raw in a long time. The Michael Cole Randy Orton interview.
I didn't know what to make of this. This was
what the fuck? Okay, so first of all, this wasn't an interview. Randy basically cut a promo on Michael here.
Yeah.
He's like, I appreciate being given this time, but I won't be doing the interview.
Right. It was strange.
He says somebody made him understand who he is and why he did what he did to Cody Rhodes, that he's a killer, and that wrestling has more than one royal family.
Well, on our last show, we kind of, because we were emphasizing the AEW pay-per-view, we didn't talk about the heel turn when he beat Cody's ass. And again, this week, I find it's interesting. You find the same theme going all the way through the SmackDown, is that the more bloodthirsty and vile and vicious he gets, the more cheers he's getting. He's got the fans chanting RKO. So they still like him, and they're booing Cody. So what are you going to do with that?
We then had a Danhausen segment. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, he is.
We then had the last match of the show, but not the main event segment, which was Raquel Rodriguez versus Stephanie Vaquer.
Right. And Raquel should have gone over in this match, but it wasn't a bad match. It was kind of short, though, wasn't it?
It was non-title, so I don't know what the point of Raquel
Right.
going over would have been unless they were going to do a three-way at Mania. But
I just enjoy seeing both of them in the ring, especially Raquel. Big, strong
Vaquer
power
gets
moves are pretty
I would
impressive.
presume Stephanie Vaquer is losing the title to Liv at WrestleMania. That is my presumption right now, is that Liv is probably getting that title back. Because Hunter seems insistent on correcting the errors that Vince made, which was failing to put a title on Liv Morgan forever.
Yes. Right. And yeah, well, she deserves at least one good run, doesn't she? Just to prove that she can do it, right? You mentioned, though, that was not the main event. Then we got
the main event of this show was a Roman Reigns CM Punk promo that felt like a downgrade from last week, only because it ended with Roman calling Punk old and getting punched in the face.
right. Which, the whole point of it was that Roman Reigns deliberately baited Punk, and Punk scarfed it down like a hungry dog. Immediately took the bait, and so then Roman is just laying there in the ring, like he got hit, and he's just laughing at Punk. I like listening to CM Punk talk a lot more when he's in a good mood rather than the promos he does lately, where he's just perpetually pissed off 24/7. He's the world champion, but by God, he's pissed off all the time at everybody. That's CM Punk.
Well, speaking of things that piss off CM Punk, let's talk about AEW Dynamite.
Oh boy, we've lately. How many weeks in a row we talked about how AEW was pretty good, really good, and wow. The Dynamite was not a good follow-up to a fairly strong pay-per-view. Let's put it this way: if you hated the death match bullshit that ended the AEW pay-per-view, you would have not liked AEW Dynamite's first match, because right off the bat they go back to more of the horse shit.
Well, this was some ropey dopey horse shit.
Was it not?
Well, the show started with some bullshit. So they announced Blake Christian versus Will Ospreay. Why the fuck is Will Ospreay going 50-50 with Blake Christian, who has not won a match in God knows how long on this television program?
I'd forgotten he was there. We haven't seen him in a long time.
I think
Winning
he's
or losing.
Honor,
He just not on TV. Yep, that very well could be. Because they don't have a TV show. There you go. AEW Dynamite.
Well, anyway, Ospreay wins, but I don't know why the fuck it was 50-50. Ospreay cuts a promo after threatening Moxley. Moxley comes out. They want to fight. Security, they end up pulling them apart. We had Yuta and Moxley against Juice Robinson and Ace Austin. Dude, Juice and Ace are really over.
Yep.
Like, these two are really
They
over.
are.
I think they might have lightning in a bottle with these two. And they're not going to do anything with it, and that pisses me off.
Right.
And that
Juice's old tag team partners, he's still hurt, or is he retired or moved on? I'm talking about Jay. What's his name?
He's teasing coming back very soon on Twitter, so
right.
We'll see him soon.
Well, he was awful good.
Switchblade, yeah,
Yeah.
he's great.
Well, you're right, and I'm more and more impressed with you've mentioned that you've been a big pusher of Ace Austin for a while, and you can look up some of his older matches. He's pretty impressive. He's come a long way.
Well, the Death Riders get the win here as they continue to bungle Juice Robinson and Ace Austin's massive level of over. We then get the stupidest fucking thing I've seen on this TV show in maybe ever. Darby Allin versus Gabe Kidd in a coffin match. This was fucking stupid.
Oh, this was
First of all,
horrendous.
this fucking thing starts with a goddamn car crash.
Right? And it was like one of those. Remember the era of the cinematic matches? After COVID. Oh God, we don't like to forget it. This smacked of that kind of bullshit. It,
I don't want to talk about this too much. It makes me mad. Darby won. Who cares? This feud's going to keep
right?
going on for 18 years, probably.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Anyway, we then got a Swerve Strickland promo that was really fucking good.
Yeah, I like him. Very good promo.
He talks about power.
Yes, they're doing the EVP angle.
And that he doesn't just, and that he's willing to put up his number one contendership for the world title, but only if Kenny Omega puts his EVP status on the line. That match gets announced later on in the night for this coming Wednesday. A show that I will probably be going to because they're in St. Paul. I don't have any reason not to go.
Yeah. I hope you get a good seat and hope you have a good time.
I was debating going, and then they announced Strickland versus Omega, and I was like, "Oh,
are there tickets?"
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Are there tickets more affordable than WWE shows?
Dude, it's not even close. They're so cheap in comparison.
Right. In other words, it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg to go to one of those shows. That's good.
No. Now their merch is expensive.
Well,
we then had Speedball Mike Bailey against Mark Davis. This match was very good, but not long enough.
Right.
Speedball gets the win.
And fortunately, it seems for at least for the time being, this is the only way in which Mark Davis is going to be used.
Unfortunately,
I hope that if his tag team partner gets healthy and comes back, that they will give that another run. But who knows? A lot could happen between now and then. Anyway, I like Mark Davis a lot. He's got the look of like he could have been one of the Anderson brothers back in the old Minnesota wrecking crew.
True.
That's a compliment.
An angle of Toni Storm looking like she got freaking murdered in the back.
Right.
It would later come out that she is out indefinitely and could miss a large period of time. We're talking,
right?
She's out for the
from
rest
the match
of
last Sunday. From the match last Sunday, I'm assuming.
I think it's a collection of things, but I would imagine that didn't help.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But we end up.
So maybe when she was rolling around on the floor, that was real.
It's possible. We then ended up getting Mina Shirakawa against Marina Shafir. And this was a gawping pile of horse shit if I've ever seen one, especially in the way it was booked. Marina beats Mina's ass.
There's no way that Marina Shafir. Yeah.
Marina just kicks her ass for
it
ever and then loses. I don't know what the hell they're doing with Marina Shafir.
She should have won.
She probably should have beat Tony on Sunday.
Well, yes, I agree. Especially if Tony's going to be gone for a while. Marina Shafir deserves a push. She doesn't hardly ever talk, but she sounds a little more convincing than she used to. I think she's better. And I really like the strong, sort of like mean, a little bit of a mean spirited, kind of tough, brawling, not just a TNA type of wrestler, visually, but actually looks like somebody who in real life, a woman that could kick your ass. And
Like,
the irony of it is that, that is kind of hot in a certain way,
like Rhea Ripley. Anyway, we then
Exactly.
had
Even
Kazuchika
though
Okada and Roppongi
yeah,
Vice against Jungle Jack and the Young Bucks. I'm gonna be honest, I clocked out of this match. I was watching it, but
I didn't pay
somehow when the
attention
Young
either.
Bucks are on my screen that my shits to give just go down.
I always try to debate, which is the stupidest tag team name? Is it Roppongi Vice or is it the Rascals? I don't. Of course, maybe Roppongi Vice means something, and I'm the idiot. I have no idea what it is.
Well, after this, we got a Young Bucks promo, and these two cut one of the worst promos I've ever heard. They say they're embarrassed that they lost to FTR. They rambled for a while, and then here comes Christian Cage and Adam Copeland. And it gets announced that it will be Cage and Cope versus FTR in a rematch at Dynasty.
Right.
And
yeah,
we get a whole schmoz at the end here.
Right.
With a stare down of Cage and Cope and the Young Bucks at the end there.
But
anyway, Uncle Russ,
Will Ospreay looked the best, didn't he? On the show for what it was.
For what it was, yes. Russ, I would like you to talk us through Friday Night SmackDown.
Well, I'll just give you the broad overview because it was in Raleigh, North Carolina. You started off with recapping all the horse shit that went down. Jelly Roll getting out of his car. If you're not a Jelly Roll fan, you're not going to like SmackDown. You got all the recap with Cody, Randy. Nick Aldis comes down to the ring. Throughout the whole night, they had fights breaking out between Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu. Damian Priest and Ron the Truth Killings versus the MFTs. And Damian Priest and Ron Truth Killings are the new tag team champions on SmackDown.
Wait, you're kidding.
Yeah.
What?
No, they are. In their second match, they are the champions. And then you had Fraxium versus Motor City Machine Guns. The Machine Guns won by pinfall, and they're continuing to tease tension between the two, hinting at maybe a possibility of a feud. I'm just glad they're doing something with Motor City Machine Guns because they're too good to just be off of TV constantly.
Back up. You're telling me Damian Priest and R-Truth are the tag team champions on SmackDown?
Yes. Yeah, they won by pinfall with an attitude adjustment from Killings on Jeff Cobb or whatever his name is now. JC.
Look, I love.
It's kind of hard to believe, isn't it?
I love Truth, and I
love
Priest.
I don't think this isn't going to be a long-term tag team. This won't last as long as Booker T and Goldust for a comedic-based tag team. But I don't know. It's odd that when like I said, you could never accuse SmackDown of having a strong tag team division anyway.
Not anymore.
Yeah, yeah. We had
Continue.
Aleister Black versus Sami Zayn, and of course, Aleister Black won that with a black mass. And let's see, Carmelo Hayes versus Ilya for the men's United States Championship. And let's see, now I missed some of this. That yeah, Carmelo Hayes won, so he retained. Then they got this long thing with Kit Wilson calling out Jelly Roll. Kit Wilson is reading his book of poetry about toxic masculinity, and the Jelly Roll is trying to rap on Kit Wilson. And I hate to tell you, uh, Jelly Roll runs to the management and says, I want Kit Wilson in the next week on SmackDown. We're going to get fucking Jelly Roll versus Kit Wilson. I'm not
No.
making this up, man.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So
The-
then we had a championship match. We had the Bella go ahead. I'm trying to get through this shit, man. You wouldn't believe. Well, then we had the Bella Twins versus the Irresistible Forces, right? And for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. And of course, the Irresistible Forces, they won by disqualification, But so Lash Legend and Nia Jax are still the women's tag team champions. I'll tell you how bad SmackDown was, buddy. That match was the most entertaining match on the show. Was the Bellas versus the Lash Legend? Well, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but and then we get to Randy Orton calling out Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona had challenged him backstage earlier. I skipped over that.
What the fuck did Cardona
So then
do?
he comes out. He just said something about you were out of line with Cody. So then Randy Orton calls him out and he apologizes and he hugs him and just sure you can see it coming. Then he beats him up and he's hearing the voices in his head, and they're like doing that as a literal gimmick, And at the same time that is happening, that you've got Matt Cardona laying there like he's dead, then all of a sudden it comes on the screen. Here's Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu up on the scaffolding, up on the ledge, back in the back, and they're fighting, and they all go running back, and Nick Aldis and all the security goes running back. Oh, stop, and they can't get through, and then they both fall. It's like a big fucking stunt show, and that's how the show ended. It's like just a whole bunch of stuff happened, and it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Did Vince Russo book this show?
I don't know. I think that's an insult to Vince Russo's booking ability. I'm not familiar with this gentleman's music. I understand that I've heard him described as hip hop and country or both. Is he all right?
No.
Okay, I never heard it. I've never,
He's a bit of an idiot, and not a very talented one. Russ.
He lost a lot of weight. He lost about 150 pounds, though, so I'll give him credit for that.
Russ, what grade would you give Friday Night SmackDown?
D-.
Oh, boy. I think Dynamite might have been the best show this week, and it wasn't even that good.
I think the only enjoyable thing that I really liked all week was Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar, and Obafemi. That really got over. Plus, like I said, you said that the Penta Dragon Lee match was pretty good, and even like the on SmackDown, you got like Aleister Black versus Sami Zayn. That wasn't a bad match, but it wasn't a long match. It wasn't enough of a. It didn't carry any weight within the show. You don't get the. We're supposed to be on the road to WrestleMania, and it just feels like, well, we're getting toward WrestleMania, but it doesn't. It's not making sense how we're getting there. We're just seeing a bunch of goofy shit that doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I'd give the whole week overall. I'd give a D for wrestling, just on the shows I watch.
What a hawk of horseshit. Dude, look. Dynamite had problems this week. That was like a C minus Dynamite. Raw was like a C. And god damn it, I'm glad I didn't watch SmackDown last night, because if I would have, I think I might have had an existential crisis. I cannot believe.
Well, I would hate for you to have that, because that can lead to heartburn and all kinds of things, But sometime this weekend I will get around to looking at Collision, because occasionally they hit the right vibe as far like an old school Saturday night wrestling show, like WCW Saturday Night the Mothership back in the day. But that's just because
it cannot possibly be worse than SmackDown last night. It cannot.
No, it won't. And over the last year, I'd say Collision has been more watchable than SmackDown fairly consistently. And even Collision is supposed to be their B show, right? But even their B show is better than SmackDown. Not every week, but quite often.
From the sound of it, yeah. All right, folks. We're going to get out of here.
All right, exactly.
This was a very uneventful week in pro wrestling. I'll
apologize from my end, but I've been coping with problems with the stream on my end, so there's been some technical difficulties. So if I seemed like more of a sputtering idiot than usual, I'm going to blame it on the technical difficulties, not my rapidly aging brain. There you go.
Yeah,
there's Brother Billy.
Brother Billy. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. For Uncle Russ and producer Damon, I'm Ben Shrewsbury. We'll see you next week, right back here on Two Marks and a Spark, where hopefully we'll have some more positive things to talk about. Play our fucking music, buddy.
Two Marks and a Spark.